India's COVID-19 tally crossed the 17 lakh mark on Sunday, just 2 days after it went past 16 lakh, with 54,735 cases being reported in a single day, while the recoveries crossed the 11th lakh mark according to the Union Health Ministry data. The country now has 17,50,723 infections of the deadly virus, which has affected more than 17.5 million people globally. With 853 COVID-19 deaths in the last 24 hours, the number of death counts has climbed to 37,364, the government said. More than 11.45 lakh patients have recovered. The recovery rate stood at 65.43% today. India has tested a total of 1,98,21,831 samples so far. The positivity rate percentage of patients who have tested positive for coronavirus stood at 11.81%. Nagaland Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pom has denied any community transmission of COVID-19 in the state so far. In a statement, Pangnu admitted that though there has been a spike in number of positive cases in recent days, particularly in Kohima and in Dimapur, majority of the confirmed cases were among armed forces personnel. He, however, said that vigorous contact tracing was being carried out and the source of infection has been traced in all positive cases. He said out of the total reported mortalities, some were attributed to COVID-19 infection with multiple comorbidities. He added that all reported COVID-19 death cases are presently under investigation by the COVID-19 death review committees at the district and state levels, based on which such cases would be confirmed as COVID-19 death or otherwise. As history of contacts had been established in all cases, he claimed that there was no community transmission in the state as of now. Pom declared that setting up of Biosafety Lab Level 2 at Tuensang was at its final stage. Admitting that there had been some delay due to lockdown at Guwahati and compounded by quarantining of the technicians for 14 days, he said it was now expected to be commissioned by the third week of August. In Meghalaya, 18 more persons, including a doctor at the northeastern Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. Director of Health Services Dr. Amanwar said of the 18 new cases, 13 were from East Khasi Hills district, including 3 armed forces personnel, 5 border security personnel troopers, 1 returnee and 4 civilians, 4 from Ribhoi district and 1 from East Jaintia Hills district. Out of the total 605 active positive cases in Meghalaya, he informed that East Khasi Hills has 497 cases, which include 230 BSF personnel, 220 civilians and 57 armed forces personnel. West Khasi Hills has 5, Ribhoi 50 cases, 14 cases in West Jaintia Hills, 17 in East Jaintia Hills, 16 in West Garo Hills, 4 in Southwest Garo Hills and 2 in South Garo Hills. Dr. War also informed that 12 COVID-19 patients recovered yesterday, which includes 10 BSF troopers and 2 civilians, taking the total number of recoveries to 264 in the state so far. Furthermore, Dr. War also informed that 1 more doctor from Negrims, who works in the COVID-19 ward of the Premier Health Institute, tested positive on Sunday. With rising COVID-19 cases among security personnel, the Mizoram government yesterday decided to create separate COVID care centers or hospitals. In these special COVID care centers, the infected security personnel would be specially treated, a statement added. Health Minister Dr. R. Lalthangliana convened a meeting with other ministers and top officials yesterday in view of the spike in COVID-19 cases among security personnel. The meeting has decided to reserve nursing school in Serchhip town for BSF Jawans, while Ayush Hospital at Thenzawl in Serchhip district and Tribal Arts Center at Tanril in Aizawl have been kept aside for treating paramilitary forces and other forces. Apart from these, Assam Rifles have their own COVID-19 care center at Zokhausang near Aizawl. With positive cases rising all across the nation, the COVID-19 status of northeastern states are: Arunachal's tally stands at 1,698 positive, 699 active, 996 recovered and 3 deaths. Assam's tally has gone up to 42,905 positive, 10,412 active, 32,385 recovered, and 105 deaths. Meghalaya's tally stands at 902 positive, 633 active, 264 recovered, and 5 deaths. Manipur's tally stands at 2,831 positive, 1,087 active, 1,737 recovered, and 7 deaths. Mizoram's tally stands at 482 positive, 222 active, 258 recovered. Nagaland's tally has gone up to 2,129 positive, 1,473 active, 648 recovered, and 4 deaths. Tripura's tally stands at 5,389 positive, 1,739 active, 3,605 recovered, and 27 deaths. Sikkim's tally stands at 658 positive, 368 active, 289 recovered, and 1 death. Total number of COVID-19 cases in the Northeast stands at 56,994 positive, 16,634 active, 40,182 who have recovered, and 152 deaths as of August 3rd, 2020. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for all the latest news that matters and stories that inspire.